What's going on, everybody? I hope you were doing well. My name is Zach. Today is Wednesday, February 16th, 2022, and I am out driving for Doordash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub. Before we get into the video, if you are new around here, please do hit that like and subscribe button. If you are kind enough to subscribe, let me know in the comment section below. Tell me your name and the market you drive in, and I'll be sure to thank you at the end of my next ride-along video. If you let me know in a previous video that you subscribed, make sure to stick around to the end so I can thank you properly. Okay, I got my first order of the day. It is $14.09 and it's going 12.1 miles, which is not very good. It's going to Ferndale. The only reason I took it is because it's Wednesday and I'm not expecting much. And on the way back, I can stop at the gas station that I prefer to use and fill up. So I will check back in when this is delivered. Order number one is in the bag, and I just met the cutest kitty. Looked just like Lightning Bolt, except a totally different color. Yeah, I guess it looked nothing like Lightning Bolt, but it was fluffy and it was cute. Okay, let's talk about the first sketchy delivery. If you drive for Grubhub, you know that you can't see the delivery instructions until after you've hit arrived at the restaurant. So at the time, I had a bad habit of not checking the delivery instructions until after I had the food and was in the car and on the way, which was a rookie mistake that I no longer make. So I see that there's an address range for the delivery address. So I go pulling up, and I notice this right as I'm like in the general vicinity. And so I start looking through the delivery instructions, and it said it's at the whatever motel. And I'm like, okay. So I start looking for the like signs and stuff. And I see that this place has a fence around it. The fence is open, but there's a fence around it. And almost all of the rooms are boarded up with bright orange signs on them. Well, it turns out I was delivering to a squatter in a condemned motel. So this person, I'm like driving in like kind of trepidatiously, like really nervous, like, is this right? And I see somebody kind of like meerkat out of the door. Like, okay, well, somebody's waiting for me. So, and like seriously, all but like 3 or 4 of these rooms were boarded up. So I get out of the car, and I actually saw needles on the ground that I had to dodge. So they had like broken bottles and stuff everywhere, and beer cans, and this happened in the middle of the day. And I'm a fairly big guy, and I was still sketched out. So after the delivery was done, I called Grubhub, and I'm like, hey, this person should not be allowed to order to this motel because it's condemned and we're trespassing. So they, of course, did what Grubhub does, which was absolutely nothing. And I continued to get orders for this person for months to come. And every time I would get an order from her, I would call Grubhub and be like, hey, she needs to be blocked from this like specific address or whatever, because we can't be here and we're breaking the law. So finally I gave up and I just started unassigning the orders. So that was sketchy delivery number 1, and I will check back in with my next order. Okay, I just got this $5.75 mod pizza. It's a little bit below my $6 ideal minimum, but it's Wednesday. So I will go ahead and get that dropped off and check back in with you guys. Okay, I got that mod pizza delivered, and I got this $6.75 Little Caesars pizza, which I already have picked up. I did forget to screenshot it, so I'll take a picture of the summary when it's done. So let's talk about the next sketchy delivery. This was on Uber, and it was also when I was pretty new to Uber. So it was at Red Robin, and I go and I pick it up, and I see the delivery address, and I kind of panic because I had never been there, but I knew from like Facebook groups and stuff, like, you know how there's like police scanner Facebook groups and stuff like that. Like, you would constantly see this neighborhood on those groups. It's just a known sketchy area. So I'm like, well, crap, I already have the food. Like, I'm not going to deal with the hassle of it. So I decided to go ahead and take it. And I get close to the area, and I have no cell service whatsoever. So of course my internet isn't working either. And this specific area in my market, the GPS is completely wrong. Like, not even close, just completely wrong. So all I'm seeing is dilapidated trailer after dilapidated trailer. It was not something that you should ever see in a first world country. So And this took me probably a good 20, 30 minutes driving back and forth to find this address. And of course, I can't contact the customer because there's no cell service. So I finally go down this like almost kind of like dirt road, and I find the address. There were no flags sticking out of the ground that said like, hey, this address is this way. There were no mailboxes, nothing. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to risk it so I can get this order out of my car. Fortunately, that ended up being the correct street. I got that delivered, and I've never gone back to that area since. Okay, I will check back in after I get this delivered. Little Caesars is delivered. I'm heading back to Barkley Village, and I will catch you guys soon. Okay, I just got this Thai order for $8.05. It's going just a few miles up the road. It's going to take me like 5 minutes. So that is enough time for me to tell you the next sketchy delivery story. This was actually not a sketchy delivery. It was a sketchy pickup, and I did not know that until after I was already out of the restaurant. This happened on Grubhub a year and a half back, maybe something like that. And I'll try to actually put a link to a couple of news articles in the description about this. So I go and I pick up a order from a pho place, a Vietnamese place, and this happened. It was into the evening. It wasn't super late. And I get the food dropped off, and this from pickup to drop off would have taken less, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes at most, and that's with traffic. On my way back, my phone starts blowing up from one of my driver friends saying, holy, bubble tea is on fire. And it was the restaurant I had literally just left. And when she said on fire, she was not exaggerating. This place was completely destroyed. And this is sketchy because the fire started in the like basement or like in the back area or something. So this place could have actually been burning down when I was inside of it, and I was just none the wiser. This was actually the first of 2 times that this place burned down. It's since been demolished, and like I said, I'll try to leave links in the description to the articles about this. So I could have possibly done the last delivery for that restaurant ever. So my heart goes out to the owners of that restaurant. Was a really tragic thing for them, and it breaks my heart because they were good folks. Okay, I just got this Robex smoothie order. It is going, I think it was 5.6 miles if I'm not mistaken, and 6 miles for $10.50. The order was ready, and they had an extra smoothie that they hooked it up with. So thank you to Robex. I've actually never tried their stuff before, so I'm excited. Anyway, this is going to take about 10 minutes to drop off, so plenty of time to tell my next sketchiest delivery. This one happened on Grubhub. This was over this last summer, and I don't remember where I was picking up. No, I take that back. I do remember. I was picking up from a Mexican place, and I get the order, and I go and I drop it off, and I think all is fine and well. And I get a phone call from this really sweet lady. She's like, hey, I don't see the order at my door. And I was like, well, can you tell me the address that it was supposed to go to? And she told me, and it was not where I dropped off. So she's like, yeah, I pressed the button, find me or something, and I'm not sure that it got the right address. So I'm like, crap. So this was at night, and I could have just told her, well, it was at the delivery address that you put in the app, so go find it. But I'm not that kind of person, so I doubled back. And this was in a fairly, the house itself was fairly secluded, and they had trees that like wrapped around their entire property. So nobody would have been able to see me, and the food was still waiting at the front door. So I felt like one of those like porch pirates you see on YouTube. So was able to get the food to the correct address, which was, it was like just right behind where it had been dropped off the first time. Moral of the story, don't press locate me. This isn't Where's Waldo. I'll check back in after I get this delivered. Okay, I got that Robex delivered, and I almost made it back to Barkley Village when I got this Starbucks order on Uber. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. I got it picked up, and the drop-off is 6 minutes away. Unfortunately, it's a wait in the car. I really don't like those because usually they're not paying attention, but anyway, I will check back with you guys very shortly. Okay, I got the order delivered and she made me wait. So obviously not waiting for me, but I wasn't waiting long, so wasn't the worst thing in the world. I'm going to head back to Barkley Village. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon now, so probably not expecting a whole hell of a lot, but we will see. And this Chipotle that Grubhub was trying to send me is not going to cut it. So I've got a little bit before I get to Barkley Village, so why don't I go ahead and share another one with you. I actually did an entire video about this. This is the customer who lied on Uber Eats and put my account at risk of deactivation. So I'm pretty sure you know how this is going to go already. I had picked up an order. I was brand new to Uber at the time, and we go down. I was with my girlfriend at the time, and we go downtown. We get this picked up, and when I see the delivery address, I'm like, perfect. I know that spot very well. It's a large apartment complex, and I'd been there many times before. So we go, and there's 6 or 7 buildings that make up this complex, and they're big buildings. So we're driving in, and my girlfriend is looking up at the building numbers, and she goes, oh, it's right there. So I look up and verify, yep, that's it. Cool. So I park, and I scurry upstairs, and I get the order dropped off, and I get a picture with the apartment number on there. So fast forward a little bit. This happened on a Saturday or Sunday night or something. It was a weekend night, and we're having dinner at our favorite Thai place. My phone rings, and it was Uber saying, hey, did you deliver Lizzie Borden's order? Like, yes. They're like, oh, well, she's claiming she didn't get it. So I told them to check the GPS, and that the GPS would match the building that I was at, because I knew I was in the right spot. And I told them to check the picture that had the apartment number visible as well. So I did not get deactivated, but she did give me a thumbs down, as well as the restaurant. Apparently she had called the restaurant and tried to get a refund from them first. So the restaurant gave me a thumbs down as well. So when I first got my Uber rating, it came through at 80% and showed my account status as at risk. So it is now, and it took me months to climb back from that, but it's now been sitting at 100% for I guess at least 4 or 5 months now. Okay, I want to wrap this video up on a positive note. This was a really heartwarming delivery story for me. It was when I was brand new to doing the gig apps. And if I remember right, this happened on Doordash. I was picking up a Thai order, and I drove into the neighborhood and found the house. And as I pulled up, 2 small, when I say small, they were 6 or 7 years old, 2 small special needs children. I really hope this doesn't come across as me generalizing people with special needs, because that's not at all the intent. I believe they had Down syndrome, but again, I'm not trying to generalize. But these 2 children came out, and they came running up to me, and they were so excited to see me there with their food. And I just remember thinking to myself, man, what a beautiful way to view the world. That's something that most people would just be like, oh, thanks. These children it made their whole day. So anyway, that's going to wrap up the video about my sketchiest deliveries, and a couple good ones. If you haven't done so yet, please do hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that right now. If you are kind enough to subscribe, let me know in the comment section below. Tell me your name and the market you drive in, and I'll be sure to thank you at the end of my next ride-along video. All right, it's time to thank the legends, you guys. A massive thank you to Tim from Longview, Texas. I really appreciate you subscribing. Ross from Central Virginia, thank you so much. Marilyn from North Carolina, I really appreciate you. Thank you. Cyril's Valley, Death Valley from Southern California, thank you so much. Nancy from Salem, Oregon, good to have a fellow Pacific Northwester. I appreciate you. Thank you. Wendy from Kansas City, Missouri, thank you so much. You are awesome. Sean from Lake Havasu City, Arizona, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Virato from Toronto, Canada, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Last but not least, Daniel from Fort Myers, Florida. Now, Daniel has been commenting on my videos since the very beginning, and apparently I forgot to mention him. So Daniel, my apologies, man, and thank you so much for being one of my earliest viewers. I will never forget that. All right, everyone, take care.